Well, good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to my apartment. I'm broadcasting to you live in the same exact pajamas that I've been in probably the entire week. If you watched or watch at some point today the pre-session, which you can see on the top bar, in the pre-session, I talk about ways that you can learn with the Educator Collaborative in this virtual world that we're in right now. You'll notice that I'm wearing this the same exact clothes because that's what we do now. I also could say hi and welcome to another Zoom meeting because we don't ever seem to stop those either. I'm here right now in Queens, New York, here in New York City. Queens is kind of the epicenter of the current outbreak here in the United States. Um, we've been having a very weird celebration, if you'd even call it a celebration, or I guess it's not, it's more hope. Our strange hope is that instead of more than 700 people dying every day in our city, we now have hope because more than only 600 people die per day in our city. It's a dark, strange feeling to try to find hope in so much loss. One thing I wanted to do before we do anything else this morning is to recognize that um, we're all grieving right now for many different reasons, but for all the same global reason too. Uh, there's a way where if you're quiet enough, you can almost feel everyone's grief. You can almost feel the way that no matter where you are in the globe, we all together, all at once, are going through stages that feel impossible at times. The stages of grief happen as humans anytime things are different, anytime things are taken from us, or anytime we have to let go. Anytime there are changes, we go through those, you know them, anger, bargaining, denial, all in a path towards acceptance. And yet there's a way where this right now doesn't feel like we may ever quite get fully to that acceptance. One thing we also want to acknowledge this morning is that while all of our grief is valid, while all of us have feelings in different ways at different times, but they are true and valid and okay, that there are some of us that have particular loss right now. Almost all of us know someone, either in our circles or in our close circles or just beyond, that we've lost or that are perhaps currently fighting. Um, and so what I'd like to do this morning is just to take a very brief moment. If we could hold in your thoughts someone that you know, someone that perhaps you have lost or that is currently fighting, or hold in your thoughts others that you know are grieving now. And in those thoughts, you can share your strength with them, or you can just remember. But if you could join me for just a moment to hold some silence together and to honor those people who have fought. And if you'd like to do so even more publicly, we invite you to, if you're comfortable and you'd like to please use the hashtag the EdCollab Gathering. And there, if you'd like to, you can share a story or a memory or even just a name to hashtag the EdCollab Gathering. Or if you don't want to make it quite so public, we invite you to do so perhaps on your own Twitter handle, or just write it down, or in any way that you'd like. We're all here together. We honor you. Whew. So I have more things to say, but to get myself out of potentially crying right in front of you, I'll ask, if you're like me, there's been random times across this time that you just have to let go. But to help myself get out of that moment for a minute, let's talk about today. If this is the first time that you have ever been at an EdCollab gathering, welcome. We are so glad that you're here, and we're looking forward to spending this day with you. If you've been here before, welcome back to the family. Today's always an exciting day. There are a few things that are different about this EdCollab gathering than normal, not by a lot, but just a few important things. One is typically this is a day that's all live and all volunteer. We have people who submit proposals and members of our family and invited friends who lead sessions all day long. And we have this incredible volunteer tech team who during the day, we're all frantically on Voxer together all at the same time, sending messages about, did the stream go up? Did the stream not go up? What's going on? Because of this pandemic, and to recognize and honor the fact that this is not normal, that this is not digital learning, this is not online learning, this is not online school. This is a crisis that we are trying to do our best to hold each other together around, and honoring that in that fact, things aren't the way that they were. What we've decided to do as a community is to pre-record all of the sessions except for my remarks here and my remarks at the end of the day. Everything else is pre-recorded. And that's so presenters and tech team hosts could handle whatever they needed to handle whenever they could. So we don't know what's happening in anyone's life at any given moment, including today. So all sessions are pre-recorded. So what that means is that when you go to any session page, let me share my screen again. When you go to any session page, you will see, here we go. You will see something that looks like what's in the left there at first. There's Dr. Carey's session that's coming up, workshop coming up in the first session. On that page, it may just say, the session will appear here soon. That's because we have the pre-recorded links, but what we'd like to do is release them across the day. So that way, even though they're pre-recorded, we could follow along as a community as the sessions post. So right at the hour, so at 10 a.m. Eastern, or excuse me, yes, at 10 a.m. Eastern, and this is true for the keynotes too, at 10 a.m. Eastern, at 11 a.m. Eastern, at noon Eastern, or whatever your time zone is, just hit refresh on your page. And if everything's gone according to plan, then the video player should show up, which is this little box over here. It'll either autoplay or you'll have to just hit play, and then you'll get to watch. If you don't see it right at the hour, that means that something happened behind the scenes with us. I'm trying to get that link up. Just keep hitting refresh. You also can go to our Twitter handle at the EdCollab, and there we also will post the links to all of the videos. So that's how you'll watch across the day. The way to access those videos is just go to our main website. On the top menu bar there, you'll just hover over the session. And then you can scroll down. If you click on agenda at the glance, you'll see the starting times of each session and ones that are taking place, as well as if there's been any session changes. You'll see all of that on the agenda. So you just click on the page that you'd like. So like, let's say I want to watch Dr. Carey's session, then I will just wait until I see the video screen show up. I might have to hit refresh. And then I can watch the session. Because these sessions are not playing live, what we are going to ask you to do is, normally we'd say when you're tweeting or sharing on any sort of social media, please use hashtag the EdCollab gathering and the workshop number. That way presenters can follow along with you. Because we didn't know what our agenda would 100% be until today, knowing that everyone's taping and doing things at different times, we didn't add any workshop numbers. So instead, we're going to ask across the day as you're watching, please, please, please do use the hashtag, the EdCollab gathering, mainly because presenters are watching along with you. So though their videos pre-recorded, they are here seeing your thoughts, answering your questions. So for example, when the keynote is posted on the page in just a few moments, when it's up there and you start watching, please use hashtag the EdCollab gathering, because the opening keynote, the Disrupt text, will be following along with you, and they'll be commenting too. We ask you to, when you can, tag the presenters. Whenever we were able to, we had presenters' Twitter handles, and we dropped it in the bio right underneath where the video will play. So when you're on a session page, just scroll down and there you'll see their Twitter handle. Please do let them know that you're watching. It's a way that we can stay connected today. A few just other quick announcements. The EdCollab gathering is always a free day. There is no registration. You can join when you'd like, leave when you'd like, and all the sessions are on for the entire season until the next one happens in fall. Because it's free and because there's no registration, we ask you every gathering to pay the joy forward. So if you go to our Adopted Charities page, the link is right there, or you can find it by going onto our website, and it's right off to the side, or you can click Adopted Charities link. We'll ask you to go to charities that were adopted by our opening and closing keynotes. You can read information about the charities, and there you can pay your joy forward. Consider what would you have paid for perhaps a cup of coffee during a conference day like this, or maybe if you grabbed lunch at the corner, if you were in person at a conference day like this, or to even think if I paid registration to go somewhere, or if I stayed in a hotel, whatever you're able to pay, we'd appreciate if instead of paying it to us or someone else, to pay the joy forward. Now, there's a few ways to do that. You could pay that to a charity. So you could pay that to one of the adopted charities. You could pay that to a charity that you would like to pay it towards. Or you can find another way during this pandemic that you'd like to support others, either monetarily or a way that you might volunteer some time. So we ask you to take the joy that you feel today. Anytime today you go, oh, wow, that was an amazing session. Holy cow, I learned so much. When you feel that joy fill you up, please consider paying it forward to one of our adopted charities or to anyone else in any other way that feels meaningful to you. A few quick things. The EdCollab, we're here putting on this free day, but we also thrive and survive because we work with educators and schools for free in ways that we learn and thrive on our community, and sometimes for fee in ways that the expertise of our team can be valued and can allow the expertise of our team to, do things like pay the rent and have dinner and necessities that we all need. And so as a way to acknowledge our team's expertise and a way to keep learning with us, if you click on pre-session, which is at the top of our menu bar, at any time today or after today, I'm doing another session in these same exact pajamas with a helicopter that goes off outside. You can watch that session to learn about ways to learn with us. These are everything from free and low cost for individual educators, all the way up to ways that schools can learn with us in what we're calling this not normal time right now. So you can join us there and you'll learn a lot more. One of the things we'd like to highlight is that we have a whole bunch of things we can do in a virtual learning platform or in this virtual learning space we're in right now. What I do say there, and I do want to say to all of you here, again, this is not normal. This is not school. This is not distance learning. This is all of us doing our best to hold each other together in an emergency. And so if anyone promises you that they have the solution for how you should learn now, you should highly question them. All of these ways that we can learn are ways that we've learned online before, or ways that we can adapt the things we know to do well. But what we have to tell you is we cannot promise you or your school or your district that we have the solution for now. All we can promise you is that we can be your partner in together figuring things out. So we'd love for you to check us out there. And one of which, I'm going a little bit over, one of which is our study series, which is typically for fee, is now pay what you're able. So we have 12 incredible sessions, many of which are already recorded, some of which are yet to still go live. There's 3 left. We'd love for you to head over to learning.theeducator collaborative page. There you can find a pay what you're able link, and you can pay anything from $0 to what it usually costs or anything in between. Just to say briefly, this is a difficult time for us as an organization too. We typically work with schools in person. We speak at conferences. We can't be in person anywhere right now. So one way that you could support us, if you're interested in it, is not to just donate to us, though that would be lovely, but not to do that. Instead, we'd love for you to learn with us. And so you can do so at that page. So thank you for that. A few quick final words, and then we'll move over to our keynote, and I'll tell you how to access that. So in thinking about this sort of virtual kind of whatever you want to call this place, I do want to say, I don't know that any of us, teachers, leaders, um, staff development partners, uh, authors, I don't know that any of us can ever feel 100% sure that we're doing everything right now. And I think we have to know that and accept it. I think we have to be kind to ourselves and know that as long as we are putting children at the center, as long as we are putting our colleagues at the center, as long as we are holding care in our hearts, that can lead us to the best right next decisions. What I do know is that there are many of us that have moments of breakthrough. There are moments where all of this never-ending noise that's happening around us feels a little bit clearer because we've connected to a student, or we've connected with a colleague, or we found a way to do things in our homes just a little bit differently. I think about Nia on Twitter, who shared just the other day that she had invited parents to set up one-to-one meetings with her kindergartners. And she said, I just had my first one. It was 30 minutes long, and my kindergartner never stopped talking the whole time, and it was great. It's those moments where we're leading with care that the noise around us can get a little quieter and we can feel a little more sure. But also know that if you're uncertain right now, it's normal, because none of this is certain. This is the New York Public Library. It's right behind Bryant Park here in New York City. And in front of the New York Public Library are two lion statues. Those lion statues were named in the 1930s by then Mayor LaGuardia, Patience and Fortitude. They had names before that. They actually were called like Lord Astor and something or other because of philanthropists that helped to fund the museum. But during the Great Depression in the 1930s, Mayor LaGuardia named those lions Patience and Fortitude. And he did that because he said, that's what we will need right now to get through this time, to get through the Great Depression, to get through the fear, the loss of income, the loss of stability, the uncertainty that people felt, patience and fortitude. So before we move over to our keynote this morning, what we'd love for you to do is think about, what are your words? What are the words that you need to hold on to, or are your mantra, or you remind yourself of? And please tweet those to the Ed Collab gathering so that everyone can learn from them. Here are some of mine. Strength. One thing that I not only am trying to learn for myself, but I feel like I keep reminding others because I learned this in therapy, is that we're stronger than we know. That right now, when things are the hardest they may have ever been for many of us, we are stronger than we knew because you're doing it. So strength. Equity. I'm here in Queens. Queens is the epicenter of New York City. But when you look at a map of New York City, the highest number of cases are in the neighborhoods with the lowest amount of income, which, due to racist structures in our society, often tend to be the highest percentage of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. Everything we know about structural inequity is true now too. So equity is something I'm holding on to, and it's a lens I'm bringing to what we see. And acceptance, trying to accept my feelings when things feel hard and impossible, accept when things take longer than they're supposed to. For example, I'm almost 10 minutes over when I thought I was going to stop, so my apologies for that. Everything seems to be taking longer. So please, if you'd like, share with us on hashtag the Ed Collab Gathering some of your words. A quick shout out, People are viewing right now from around the world, from the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, India, Switzerland, Mexico, Netherlands, Singapore, France, hi Turkey, hi Italy, Australia, Austria, hi Japan, hi Hong Kong, hi Honduras, hi China, hi Saudi Arabia, hi Thailand, Indonesia, Costa Rica, the United Arab Emirates, Pakistan, Qatar, South Africa, and Vietnam are all tuned in right now live. Hi to all of you. We're so grateful to be a part of your community. And so now, I'm so happy and honored to introduce, and then I'll tell you how to go to our opening keynote for this morning. So DisruptTechs, our colleagues and friends and members in education, they're a team of incredible women who you likely already follow them, but just to say, I am so incredibly in awe of and honored to know. They are women who have worked against incredible backlash over and over and over again to promote and highlight equity and identity, and disrupting the ways that our hierarchies and our bias and racism in our country and in our school system have silenced voices. You can follow their work on the hashtag DisruptTechs on their website, search for DisruptTechs as well as all of their work individually. There you can see their Twitter handles, and when you're on this page, if you scroll down, you'll be able to see their bios as well. So because their session is recorded while mine is currently live, right now, if everything went according to plan, if you refresh your page, you'll see a link at the bottom to their opening sessions. You can hit play just as I finish up here. If for some reason you don't see it, that means we've done something wrong, and then just keep hitting refresh and you'll see it there as well. You also can access that link on their Twitter handle. Please remember, after their session's over, to join us across the day, clicking on any sessions that you'd like to watch. Every hour on the hour-ish, we'll upload new videos for that hour, so you'll kind of get to follow along. And please, please, please do reach out to presenters, because they'll be watching live along with you. And don't forget to donate to our charities for today. Anytime you feel that joy fill you up of learning or community, please consider giving it forward. So please join us at the end of today. I'll come back to you live, as long as nothing has made me not. I'll come back live at 3 p.m. Eastern, where we have some announcements, some thank yous for today, and then we'll lead into the final keynote. As always, and with the most full heart I could possibly have, thank you for all that you do for yourselves, for your families, for your colleagues, for your students, and for this amazing profession. Enjoy the Ed Collab gathering, and please go ahead, refresh your page, and click on this morning's keynote. Thank you all.